Hi, guys, and welcome to a new episode of the Crystalline Podcast, a podcast all about self worth, personal growth, and self love. I'm your host, Summer Clark. This episode is all about self sabotage mode, and yes, I've had that Taylor Swift song in my head ever since I've come up with the thingy, the title, and it's in my head. And I was just like, why is this in my head? And then I was like, oh, that's why. So I'm gonna share with you in this episode what self-sabotage is, from facts to like stories. And if anyone has like anything that they want to share, like their own experience, please leave a comment both on Spotify and on YouTube if you're listening to this on there. I'd love to like hear what you guys, you know, I would love to hear about your distress. That'd be lovely. No, just like any kind of like, hero moments where it's just like I've had this thought, this self-doubt about myself, and then this is what I did to overcome it, because you just never know how your story could actually help someone else. So I think it's a really good like opportunity to have a little shine moment and just, help someone. I think it's really great to hear back from everyone. But yeah, so let's get started. So self-sabotage, what is it? It is any behavior, any thought pattern or action or inaction that actively undermines a person's own well-being, goals, and success. Essentially, it is when you get in your own way and even when you consciously desire to have a positive outcome. This sucks, guys. Let's not do this. So this can this can happen both consciously and unconsciously, and this can affect so many different areas in your life, and it really sucks. Um, Gosh, so this could help, this can really mess with your work and career, like with procrastination, missing deadlines, taking on too much, and then burning out and not asking for help. The worst, and setting unrealistic goals, avoiding opportunities, and, like for enhancement. Guys, if you want to do like a goal thing, we could do a live. Let me know in the comments. We can do like a live, or basically put it on my Patreon about like how we can like, set goals for ourselves and help. I do have a Skillshare course a little bit about this and how we can use SMART goals to make this happen. If you guys are interested in that, I'm thinking about doing a live, maybe on my Patreon and maybe just for you guys like on YouTube. But we'll see how that goes. So yeah, so work, career, she's out of there. Procrastination, she's just made it not happen. So relationships, yes, I've been one for this to the point where I had to let go under. It's not being hypnotized, it's more neuroplasticity, where uh, it just rewires your brain into thinking something different. Like I used to have this thing where I think it's because I've been hurt, and this actually is one of the symptoms in borderline personality disorder, sort of. It kind of like touches upon it. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, I'm Anakin Skywalker, because he has borderline personality disorder. I think he touches on 7 of the 9 symptoms, but I'm such a nerd. So my thing is that I didn't particularly pick fights, but what I did was kind of push guys away. People like, oh, you're single because you have high standards, and I'm like, a pulse will do, but like, kind of, because I grew up watching like Aragon on screen, and I can't help it because, oh my god, can you get it right? But sorry. So yeah, so my thing was, what was it? So I'd been hurt. I was never like that, like until recently, but this one guy really hurt me. And guys, share your stories about this. I'm about to share you mine. So this one guy really hurt me, years ago, 10 years ago, maybe, so many years ago. And I think after that, I ended up like in an abusive relationship. It was emotionally abusive, and you just don't realize it. And that is just as damaging as like well, it's abuse. It's abuse. Okay. And I like this guy. What did he do? Like and this kind of explains me right now. Like, ah, crazy. But what did he do? I don't know. I was just so traumatized by what he did that I start to push potential guys away. And I started, making like picking fights or like making stuff up or being super over dramatic and just keep pushing them away and push, push, push. Like, okay, bye. Um, yeah, no, that sucks, doesn't it? No, thank you. I've gotten past it, like the neuroplasticity thing kind of helped, and yeah, I've got past it, and I'm ready. The gates are open. No, that's weird. Um, but yeah, no, thank you. Sorry. It's so inappropriate. So, um, yes, it's bad. It was so bad. That's where I was really self-sabotaging. I was, doing it, and I think recently with a guy, like the last guy I really liked, he was doing it to himself. He was self-sabotaging. He basically thought he wasn't good enough for me. And I'm like, no, it's like you have a core belief that you're not good enough. And I'm sorry I couldn't, you know, tell you that you are. It's like, I'm sorry. Hmm. But it's like that point, it's like if they have a core belief, it's a really hard. It's like, do I it's like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It's strange. It depends on the circumstance and what the person believes. It's like you can stand there and tell them all day about like how amazing they are, but if they have that core belief or they don't believe it, it's like it's gonna be like such a struggle. So yes, so doing that, also the whole abuse thing, it's really hard. So if you're like, and I think Paris Hilton said this, like if you've been subjected to it before, you're more than likely to get into it again, which really sucks. And I think that was in that I've said about this before, that experience in The Body Keeps Score. I think that experiment on zapping dogs, which really sucks. There's a lot of psychological experiments that really are horrific. Like, it's not something to laugh about. It's like, gosh, like psychologists, what? I'm now studying it, and I'm just like, the experiments are insane. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, no, no. But there was an experiment on dogs about zapping them in a cage, like giving them electric shocks, and how, I think they become so like used to it that they couldn't fight anymore. I didn't think they had any strength in them. And then they stayed. And I'm not sure about, I would have to get this experiment up, and I think I got it up before. But yeah, so being shocked, and you they put like new dogs in these cages. So they had dogs in cages, right? And they put new dogs in cages, and they left the doors open on all the cages. And the ones that had been shocked for like literally zapped for a long time stayed in the cages, yet the ones that didn't, that hadn't been, subjected to the zapping, I'm gonna say abuse, zapping, abuse, yes, they just ran away. They ran away. And it kind of makes you wonder. It's like, you know, gosh, I've really have like hovered over this. I really hovered over this topic for a minute, but is kind of important, and you have to recognize that you just deserve the best and start telling that to yourself. Pick up, and we're going to talk about thoughts and how we do how they are everything to us in a way. If we want to change our thought, you know, ourselves, change the thought patterns and negativity. So yeah, so get in the way of our health and well-being, obviously constantly making unhealthy food choices if you want to, neglecting self-care, and we do. Like, oh my gosh, sometimes like a neglect in self-care can just come down to I've been on my phone too much, or which I'm like, is that a self-sabotage? The fact that I'm not reading because I'm on my phone and doom scrolling, and we've got to get out of that. And I spent a year like without social media for that exact reason. It was okay. So also personal growth, avoiding challenges, engaging negative self-talk, and giving up too easily, and refusing to learn from mistakes. So yeah, so there was this thing actually that happened yesterday, and I'm like, is this self-sabotage? Because I went to, I was after work, and I was like, right, let's go for a walk in the woods. And as I got back to my car, I was like, oh my gosh, there's like people gathering. And I go, oh, what's all this then? And it turns out it was a running group. And I was like, oh, they look adorable. Like the little conversations they were having, I was like, oh my gosh, like this little community, like adorableness. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go talk to them. And then all of a sudden, it was like, then more people started coming, and I was like, okay. She's like, do I talk to them? And then I just like awkwardly was in my car, like, putting on like lip gloss, pretending to drink water, like just whatever. Even though it doesn't matter if in my car, I just went for a walk. I need to rest. Okay. It was a hike. Um, so yeah, and then just more and more people came, and I was just like, oh my gosh. My plan was to go out in the car and just be like, oh, so what's all this then? Like an idiot. Can I join? I wouldn't have joined right there because my feet were just the worst. I couldn't. I was like on my feet all day, and then just went for a hike. I was just like, no, I can't run right now. But yeah, I was like gonna be like, yeah, hi guys. And it was just I knew, like, from their personality, I knew their reaction would have been like, oh, well, we're a run group, we're all this. We go running every. It's just like, I just knew it was gonna happen. But then just more and more people came. I was just like, oh, I've never felt so introverted in my life. Like, oh yeah, introvert. Because I am naturally an extrovert. I'm kind of like a bit of both. But like at the minute, I was like, oh God, no, I can't do this. Oh, I'm just gonna have to drive away. And the way I drove away was so awkward because I was basically like, move, people, I need to get out. They were in my way. So it's just like, oh my gosh. Oh no. So that was really awkward, but I'm like, is that self-sabotage? Because, it was like getting in my own way with these thoughts happening. I could have just got out anyway and just, hi, but there was just too many people for me to be like, I'd have had a whole audience for me. So I was like, okay, we're gonna go. We're gonna do it the other way. We're just gonna find them on like Facebook and then just talk to them that way. Maybe in a couple of weeks when they forget who I am. So that's my thing. If anyone's got like a little thing, let me know. It would be so funny to like share stories and stuff, and it'd be great. So why do people self-sabotage? I don't know. Let's find out. It could be tied to like low self-esteem, self-worth. Like again, I said, like with my ex, I think I call him. I don't know. That was a situationship from hell. I was thinking about it now, and I'm like, oh God, just like, what was that? Like, what a jerk! What an absolute jerk! But anyway. So, God, he did. He was a Wickham. If any Pride and Prejudice fans were out there, like, he was Wickham. He was a Wickham. He was a Willoughby. He's a Willoughby. Gosh, Jane Austen didn't like what are they? The W's. No, I'm kidding. Um, so yeah, so low self-esteem, self-worth. So he obviously sabotaged the relationship with me because he didn't believe in himself that much. So golly gosh. So if you don't believe you're worthy of success or happiness, you might unconsciously act in ways that confirm these negative beliefs, and it can be a way of like proving yourself right, or staying in the familiar, the comfort zone. Come on, guys. Ugh, who is she? We don't know her because we've got to get out of our comfort zones. We've got to get out of the car. We've got asked to join a bloody running group. That's so lame. But yeah, so oh gosh, that was so strange. I was like in my comfort zone, and then all of a sudden, these people. I was just like, oh no, I didn't think I could do it. And like that was kind of scary. That was like when I was rock climbing and I just couldn't even get like 2 feet, I think, maybe 2 meters off the ground. It was like that. Frozen solid. Yay. Um, so also fear of success. Yeah. So this might be weird. So what is that? But success can actually bring new pressures and expectations, responsibilities, and even fear of losing what you've gained. Like I will like the idea of like management for me, like I could be a manager. Easy. Got all the bloody everything. Got it. All the skill set. But the fear of like pressure and like responsibility and my computer's taking off. Sorry if you can hear that. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't know. So yeah, I can self-sabotage like that. And the idea of success. And that again is really hard. Like I want to start business, but then it's like, oh god, taxes. Ew. Like ew, who does that? The UK and the tax people are not horrible. Like start a business if you want to start a business, you get paid first. Just put your money away. Like you can buy software that calculates how much you want to use. No, sorry, how much tax you have to pay at the end of the tax year. You can do it like that. Never ever spend that money because you'll you'll probably get out of business quite quickly. You have to have that money put away, and sometimes they might not even take the money. They might be like, "Oh, you don't owe us anything," and you'll be like, "Oh, holiday, lovely." At the end of the year, I sound like a granny. Oh, fucking holiday. Yeah, it's fine. Um, so yeah, so don't fear success. Yeah, tax people are lovely in the UK unless you don't pay your tax. Then it's just like strange. It's like it's literally like that Batman Lego. No, not Batman, the police officer. It's just like, oh smiling happy and then just turn around. Be like, oi. Um so the one that Liam Neeson plays. So fear of failure again, yes, that is the thing. Failure is absolutely fine. I do have a podcast episode about fear of failure, and I think Edison, I don't know, maybe it could have been Edison. I don't particularly like Edison because he was just a scoundrel. He stole so many ideas, took the credit for it. There were he had amazing inventors working for him, but he was like, "Oh, I'll take that, thank you." Um, he's a dick. So, but I think he probably didn't even say this quote, but he is credited with it. But was it build 1,000 light bulbs or something? Yeah, he didn't fail at building 1,000 light bulbs. He found 1,000 ways not to build those light bulbs. And that's okay. Failure will happen in life. It's just the part of the journey. If you think you've failed, I think there's an amazing quote by the by the universe. I don't know who said it. The universe doesn't say no. It says, "I've got something better for you," or "You're not ready yet." And I'm like, praise the Lord. That is amazing. I love it. Perfectionism really can hold you back. having those high standards really leads to procrastination and avoiding doing something. Don't expect perfection, just do it. Like, I used to feel that way about this podcast. I used to absolutely just, oh, it's crud. It was the worst. It still is pretty bad, but I just need to learn to produce this better, which hopefully maybe we'll get there at some point. I'm so busy. It's like prioritizing my time. It's like finding ways to do it. Ugh, just it's a lot. It's a lot. But there will be a better podcast along the road, and that's fine as long as I'm starting now. So if you guys want to start something, do it and do it now. It doesn't matter if you're not. Just like don't wait for perfectionism, do it, and perfectionism will come. So that's that. Also, gosh, the fear of change. Yes. So, yeah. So, this is a good one. Like, so unresolved trauma is, yeah, so past experiences, particularly those involving rejection, betrayal, abuse, can create a deep-seated belief and pattern that can lead to self-sabotage behaviors as a way to protect oneself from similar pain. So this could be like again the reason why that guy didn't want to date me, didn't want to get involved, didn't want to have, pancakes with me on a Sunday morning. What a bastard. He is losing out, He's losing out. um he might have some trauma. And we do have trauma sometimes, and that can hold us back from wanting to do more and changing. And even if it's like, yeah, again, unconscious, we might not be aware of how things are affecting us. And it's a disaster, really. We do deserve the best. And, you know, sometimes we need to find that thing that grounds us and makes us who we are, and that will be different for everyone. Not everyone will have the same thing going on, obviously. Obviously. But we need to find what it is and we need to identify it and then we need to change it. Like, crikey. And, oh gosh, easier said than done. Let's just bring up that past drama. Never do anything until you're ready. Obviously, there's going to be a complete disclaimer about like don't do anything unless there's an actual health professional around, especially with trauma. I can't say that, yeah, I'm gonna be qualified in maybe 4 or 5 years. So then I could say and be like, guys, do this. But right now I'm not saying it. So please seek professional help if you need it. Don't try to unlock, things from your past. It's gonna bring a lot of pain into it. Um I will say you could do one thing though, which helps with, things that cause you anxiety. For me, I do get like, I can't remember what it is. What's that word? Where things come back, flashback, like all of a sudden, anxiety, where you're trying to get to bed and then all of a sudden you've got like something that happened 3 years ago that, that really just like just why? Why do I remember that at certain amounts of times? So when something like that happens, I can't remember what technique this is, but it's kind of bringing it into the present moment and, desensitizing that anxiety. This really worked actually because there was some things I was not proud of doing and then looking at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? So if you, I can't remember what this technique's called, but it just removes like the anxiety, like the it depends. Like if you, I'm gonna tell you the technique, but obviously get help. If you need it. But if you feel like actually this could help me because it's not on a scale that is bad, it's like tell your story, like things like farting on a bus, like, and you're embarrassed about that. If you can, and everyone heard it, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about, that level of thingy. But if it's like, do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay, so farting on a bus. So if you tell the story and move your fingers, unless you've got those little ball things that go back and forth, pendulum things or whatever they're called. Can't remember the physics in it. Ugh, I can't remember anything. I have an issue with, I think it's spatial memory, which is hilarious. You can't remember the name of things, but you can remember the information, which is fine. Which is fine, because if I'm in any trouble, it's like, I don't know what the name of it is, but I know what this can do. So yay! Um, so if you wave your hand in front of you and like or finger, just be like new, wave it in front of you, looking at it, don't go dizzy, and say a story. Say the thing that embarrassed you, like I farted on the bus. It sucked. One time, actually, I have an embarrassing story. I did the worst doo-doo. That's what I'm gonna say. And it stank. Oh my god, it stank great. This is real talk here, because we're girls. We know what we do. And yeah. And what did I do? Oh my gosh, so I did the stinkiest doo-doo. And then I was in a disabled toilet because I think that was the only toilet option. And then I thought I peeled the flush, but I peeled the red, like, this is so funny. I peeled, like, in the UK, they've got, like, a red switch for, like, emergencies. So I peeled that, and it triggers, like, an alarm or something outside it. And I was like, oh no, that's not the one. I didn't think anything of it, like, except, like, that's not the one you peel. And then I opened the door, and there was, like, people outside, like, concerned. And like it was the worst. The smell, I don't know. And then people outside the door, probably obviously smelling it. So things like that on like level. And I was like, oh no, I just put them cord. I was like, oh my god, how embarrassing. Okay, let's move on. Um, so thinking like that, tell your story. Look at your finger because it's kind of like distracting you from the feelings that you're feeling when you tell the story. So you're not in the story and you're in the present moment. And I'm so unsure. Um, you look at the story, look at your finger or whatever, tell your story, and then do it again, and then do it again, do it again, do it again. And the more you do tell the story, you know, the less it will affect you because you're taking away its power. Isn't that strange? Like, so that's a really good little technique to do if you have anything like that can hold you back. Obviously there are levels, and if you feel like actually, you might need to go get help on this one, do it. If you feel like sabotaging yourself and not getting the help, oh my goodness, you deserve it. You deserve the best. Okay? Always. No exceptions. Or whatever they're called. You deserve the best. So, so yeah, we just went through like learned coping mechanisms. So self-sabotaging behaviors are old coping mechanisms that were once useful, you know. So for example, as a child in a dysfunctional environment, but you're no longer, you know, serving the person as an adult. Like you could have learned coping mechanisms. Really it's important to recognize your self-sabotaging, as the first step towards breaking, free from its patterns, and often involves self-awareness, challenging those negative beliefs, and developing healthier coping mechanism strategies. Sorry, healthier coping strategies, mechanism strategies. Hey guys, if you love what we do here on the Crystalline podcast, I've got exciting news. You can now deepen your self love and personal growth journey by joining our Patreon community. We're starting a free newsletter tier, and this is a perfect way to stay in the loop with all our updates, new releases, live events, and inspiring content. As we grow more exclusive content, you'll be the first to know and can then decide to upgrade to a paid tier to unlock even more. Right now, our paid tiers offer fantastic benefits. So we have the Crystalline community, so that's just $4 a month plus VAT. And this tier is your starting point for deeper engagement. You'll get access to publicly released episodes, staying updated on new content, and join our private community. It's the perfect way to begin your self-love and personal growth journey with us. We also have the Crystalline Padawan, like I said, bit of a nerd. So this will help elevate your journey as a Crystalline Padawan for £7 a month plus VAT. This tier gives you access to exclusive bonus episodes, allow you to connect with a supportive community, and unlocks deeper levels of self-discovery through live workshops and digital downloads. Crystalline Warrior. Become a true crystalline warrior for £13.50 a month plus VAT. This is our deepest dive into self-discovery. You'll receive exclusive bonus episodes, early access to our new releases, monthly Q&A sessions with me, and personalized one-to-one coaching to conquer your biggest personal growth goals. Plus, you'll be a part of our vibrant private community again and have access to transformative live workshops. Every paid tier includes our newsletter, live events, freebies, and access to our private community. Your support helps us continue to create the content you love and helps you on your path to self-discovery. So if you're ready to join us, please visit the Crystalline Podcast Patreon. The link will be below in every single episode. So visit patreon.com, the Crystalline Podcast today and sign up for a free newsletter tier. That is patreon.com, the Crystalline Podcast. We cannot wait to welcome you. Thank you so much. So we're going to talk about now getting rid of that horrendous thing called self-sabotage and try our best to move forward into life. And the first thing I think is identifying your patterns. So what does your self-sabotage look like to you? Is it, procrastination, negative self-talk, avoiding opportunities? Oh, the running club, but darn. Picking fights or neglecting self-care? Be specific, like really identify that. And if you guys want me to go into a little more depth of that, again, we'll probably do like a little workshop on our Patreon, so make sure what I say is join the free one first, because I want to get people interested. Once people are interested, I will then start putting things in the paid tiers. So please, join for free, and then we'll find out what you guys want. Let's build this community, let's talk to each other. So yeah, be specific on what it is that you want to do, and if you want help with that, I'm here to do that. Even if you wanted a coaching session right now, well, let's go, I can do that for you. So recognizing your triggers is another one. So what situations, emotions, and thoughts tend to, oh god, what's the word? Add to your self-sabotaging behaviors? Like journaling, again, this can be really helpful here. As you guys know or have been following me for a few months, I've been starting my own journaling line, and it's been great. It's been uh, it's been something. But hopefully, gosh, it's still in planning mode, but hopefully we can get everything up, get the ball rolling on that one. And once we do, guys, you join that Patreon, you probably get a free one. And for every journal board, there'll be a free coaching session. So it's win-win. But journaling, again, go buy any lined piece of paper, book thing. Yeah, that's right. And then just write down everything that you can. Everything. Who cares? You want to write everything down, burn it? Sure, do it. Just bleh. And sometimes I've actually found, especially last year, like journaling only works to an extent. This is someone who's going into the journaling business. Journaling, it does only work to an extent. So I did find this out last year. Horrendous. I was like, oh, I can't believe just journaling doesn't work for me right now. Like, scribbled all the things in it. Journaling, yeah, it will. Sorry, I feel like a broken record. Journaling, yes, it will only work to an extent. If you feel like you need more, I will definitely link below everything, helplines for anyone who's listening to this podcast. It's like, I know where you live. Actually, no. Well, yeah. Because my analytics give me the location, so I can give you guys, I can see where you I can see where you live, and then I can give you the help you need in those areas, or quick simple Google search will help you. In the UK especially, there's amazing things that really helped me, which was Mind and their rest calves. Go there. They're the rest calves. Go there. Amazing, incredible people to talk to. It's quite fast getting that help, or they do have a helpline which is there for you to call. There is help out there, and don't sabotage yourself. Go out there and get it. Okay? So journaling, yeah, it can help, but oh gosh, there's only extent of it. There's only extent journaling can help. Um, just clicking. So you can use journaling to write down your goals and behaviors, recognize, look at what you're writing. It can really help you identify anything, that's holding you back, the thoughts that you have. If you're writing, it's just like, I can't bungee jump. Oh my gosh. I don't know. But whatever your example is, you can actually recognize it by writing them down. But again, it only works to a limit, You can write all about how you fart on the bus in your journal. But again, if you need that, recognize, you can use journaling actually to recognize whether that is helpful or you might need some more. So that's a really good way to do it. Understanding the root cause, which again, I think you could probably get with, even better help, sponsor me. No, I'm kidding. Better help can, I'll leave the link down below and everything that can really help. Find someone to talk to you. Find someone to talk to you. Find someone to talk to. Self-sabotaging, often serves its purpose, and even if it's a maladaptive one, it's driven by, it could be failure, success, what we talked about before, the low self-esteem, imposter syndrome, hello, she's there, it sucks. Perfectionism again, we spoke about fear of the unknown and change, like all the things we discussed earlier, unresolved trauma, the old coping mechanisms that are no longer serving you. Find out what it is that is holding you back. What are those root causes courses? So challenging those, your inner critic and negative thoughts. If you guys have been following me, I do actually have a Skillshare course about this. If you guys are on Skillshare, I will probably put the same one on my Patreon. If you guys, wait, no, I think I deleted it. Oh no, delete it. I think I deleted it. Oh no. Silent. Yeah, but I do have another one up, but it's not. And that was on Udemy, but I think it got flagged for not getting any watches. Okay, cool. So yeah, if you guys got Skillshare, if I can find it again, that's something that could go on Patreon. So monitor yourself. No, monitor your self-talk. Be aware of your negative internal dialogue. Be constantly aware. This is such an art to perfect, and apparently I have perfected it. And this is not from me, it's from someone else. I was like, oh, I'm really self-aware, which is good because psychologists, should be self-aware. My computer's taking off. Cool. We need to get some fans back there, I think. More fans, cool it down. Right, so when you do hear that inner critic, like, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this the truth? Because sometimes things are thoughts, not facts. Like, you know, what evidence is there for this thought? Or what do you have for that thought? What's an alternative, more helpful thought? Like, change those thoughts. Like, I can't do this, to, well, actually, I'm going to try. And I'm going to be proud of trying. Practice, the positive emotions, actively replace the negative thoughts with empowering statements. And this might feel weird, awkward, and just cringe at first, but it will help. And it does help. It's so strange, but be consistent in your practice and reframe, your poo thoughts. Your negative, your internal narrative that sucks. It's just, no, we didn't. God, nope. So as well as doing that practice with like negative thoughts, it's really important to practice that self-compassion as well. Treat yourself like a friend. We've all heard the saying by now. You wouldn't talk to a friend like the way you talk to yourself. When you make a mistake and experience like a setback, how do you speak to yourself? Like, notice these things. I recently done that. I just, like I said in my last podcast episode, like, I recently got a new job, so I kind of had that insecure moment where I cared what people thought. Who? What? And disgusting. um yeah, so I was telling myself, if I'd make a mistake, I would just be like, oh, you're such a dog, you're such an idiot, like, baka. So I don't know. So I was doing that, and then I said to myself, I was like, no, you're not an idiot. Why would you say that? It's like, who cares? You make mistakes. It was kind of weird, like, almost like I was saying it to myself to like fit in, and it was just like, no. What is this nonsense? Ugh, don't talk to yourself like that. So it was just a moment I was going through. My coffee's cold. That's sad. Anyway, so accept your imperfection. I don't think there's anything so much as perfect. Sometimes it's like when we're satisfied. But again, no such thing as perfect. Growth is progress, okay? Mistakes are part of it. It's part of learning. Let go of, the all or nothing mentality. Incremental progress. It's like small progress, even though it's small, it's still progress. So don't ever worry, gosh, your plants, they ain't gonna grow all at once, so don't worry. They all, come out when they're ready. God. So again, with all of this, like with the self-compassion, mindfulness is a really great way to do it. Be present with your thoughts. Again, journaling is helpful with that, like feelings without judgment. This can really help you observe your self-sabotage urges without immediately acting on them. So yeah, really look at that. Really look at it. So are we again, set those achievable goals. I will go through the whole action plan with you guys, maybe in workshops. So that is basically breaking down your goals, creating that plan, focusing on the small challenges. Don't overwhelm yourself, and embrace that discomfort, and go and also run people. They want to go. get out of that comfort zone. So we can really talk all about that in a workshop if you guys want to. This, yeah. So the next thing is super important. It's so important, and that comes down for your mental state, where you want to go. You've got to choose your audience, really. You got to have that supportive environment. And it doesn't matter who they are in your life. If they're not going to fulfill your need, that, like inspiring, like positive, you know, everything, do not go to them. If you're starting something new and someone says, "Oh, you can't do that," it's like, are you going to tell them about your plans and what you want to do? It's just like, no, get rid of them. They've obviously had a dream once, and someone's told them that's nonsense to do, or like you know, they haven't accomplished what they wanted to in life, and they're miserable, and you don't need that. You don't need it. So, you can share your goals absolutely with trusted friends. Sometimes they say don't do that, just show them, don't tell them. Because that kind of takes away the effort. I think there's a psychology thing about, like, yeah, if you tell someone, it kind of gives you that boost of like, oh, this is already half done. So you're less likely to do it. So surround yourself with positivity, spend time with people who encourage you and believe in your potential. Do not give yourself away to people that are going to be negative. You really need to be aware of this. Oh, I just hate people like that. The negative, like, bring you down, belittle, like, no. It's just like, sometimes that can fuel you, though. Sometimes it's like, you've told me that I couldn't do it, so now I'm actually going to do it. Prove you wrong kind of thing. I kind of thrive with that tad. So prioritizing self-care. So ensure you're nurturing your physical and mental health through regular exercise, balanced nutrition. So important, especially when you want to do anything or achieve your goals. As well as really good sleep. I recently started taking magnesium. I don't know. I'm not gonna say, guys, take magnesium. Obviously, consult your doctor and your nutritionist if you have one on what you want to do. But for me, like, magnesium's like, all right, we'll try it. I don't think it worked, but yeah, cool. So stress reduction techniques also, they're really helpful. Canoodles. So a healthy body and a healthy mind are better equipped to overcome challenges if you have that in place. So yes, build yourself a foundation of beautiful, positive supportness. Because my friend said, you can't build bricks without a foundation, and it kind of like stuck with me. It's like, you can't build bricks on air. That's what he said. Can't build bricks on air. Yeah, so you have to put down a foundation of, self-care, and that's you if you want to achieve anything in life. So again, get professional support if you need it, like I've said throughout the podcast. But remember, stopping self-sabotaging isn't like about being perfect. Again, like, no, sir. It's about constantly choosing actions that align with your true desires and well-being. Okay, so it's a conscious process of learning, adapting, and being kind to yourself along the way. So we all make mistakes. That's perfectly fine. Don't worry. Um, if you guys wanted me to go through like a more, in-depth course about this, I will absolutely do so. If you guys want a little bit more of that, and just scrolling on my script. But yeah, again, join that Patreon if you guys are super interested. Do it for free though, right now. Just do it for free, because I'm not going to put anything on there yet. I don't want to be, ripping people off by saying like, join the £13 one or whatever, and then it's just like, it's just nothing there. I'm trying to build the free bit first, and then it's like, if you guys want to upgrade to another one, just so people are interested, I don't want to. Also, it's like, I don't want to make content and then like no one's there for it, which is really suck. So join the free one first, absolutely. and I can see what I can do for you. So we're gonna end the podcast with a little card reading. I hope this helped. Feel free again, leave those this is affirmation card reading. So what are we gonna get? Yes, so feel free to comment like your own thing. It'll be like great to have a chat, join that Patreon for free. And yeah, so choose a Zico. It's okay. Choosing the card. Okay, again, say the affirmation. So I am blessed with wonderful people around me. So let's carry that this week. Um, yes, this is perfect. And there's dahlias in the background, so that's really cute. So that's the affirmation for today, and I hope you guys got some from this. Yes, leave comments and talk to me, and this is great. So thank you guys so much for listening. I've been your host, Summer Clark, sorry, and this has been the Crystalline Podcast. Thank you so much.